Um, I was told I should do it in German, but I see most of you are not translating, so I'm going to do it in English. I trained in German, but I guess you prefer English, right? And at the end, you can ask questions in German or English as you prefer. So my name is Pierangelo, and I'm not the CEO, but I'm the CTO, and I'm going to talk to you about the technical improvements we've done for documentation in the utility space. And we'll see how this goes. So first of all, before we go into it, of course, I'm going to talk to you about the main challenges of utility documentation. But before, I want to see a bit who here is a surveyor. Maybe raise your hand if you're a surveyor. Okay, we have a few. Okay. Who is some sort of civil engineer, maybe? Okay. Some are both. And who is working in a utility? All right. Okay, that's good. I'm adapting the speech a bit based on the audience, so I will go there. So what are the two main challenges we see? That those are things we figured out with actual customers, with people who have already deployed this solution in the field. So there are two things. One is, if you're in a utility, you want to know where your underground infrastructure is. You want to know where it is, and if you expand it, you want to see how it expands and where it's at in the construction process. Because you paid for it, you want to see where it is, and of course you want to document it in an efficient way. That's the first one. The second one is, well, you have some, you work with a lot of contractors and other people, or even inside of the team. You want to have a transparent way of working together. You want to have an easy way of billing between each other. You want to know that you're paying for the right thing and everyone's happy at the end, because then you can make progress, and you know, you don't have some hassle with any kind of issues. That's the two main things, and that's what we're going to see how to improve with our solution. We're going to have a look at Germany first, and we're going to look at two examples. So our solution works with any kind of utility. It's not specialized into any specific one, and you'll see why it's so powerful. So in Germany in particular, we have two massive projects going on. We have the fiber optics deployment that is happening right now. There's hundreds of kilometers every day or like every week that are being dug and expanded. And there is also the how do you say this in English? The Fernwärme. That's the heating, the distance heating somehow. And those require lots of trenches, lots of pipes to be dug, and a lot of documentation, a lot of course, billing also involved. So how would you do it today? Well, today you would have a surveyor who needs to go to all of these trenches, who needs to measure it, maybe measures a few points. And you know, surveyors, they're really qualified people, and they can do a lot of things, but sometimes trenches, you know, I mean, they can do many more complicated things, and we believe that they can put their skills in a much better way, and we'll see this in a minute. And then, of course, you can have these points, you can come back, and it takes a lot of time to transfer the data and so on. And then, of course, you lose some time. You cannot be everywhere because, well, there are just that many surveyors. And, well, we'll see how we can be in more places. So this slide basically says, did you know that the solution is in your pocket? So let's make a question again. Who has an iPhone or some kind of smartphone in the pocket? Okay. Pay attention, you all have an iPhone or some kind of smartphone? Okay. Actually, the smartphone today can become a surveying tool, and a surveying tool that is scalable for many construction sites. We developed Pix4D-Catch, which is what makes your device a surveying tool, and it's helping by making it simple for anyone to scan a trench and have accurate results. And it gives you a consistent way of acquiring data. So before I go into some more details, I want you to imagine that you have, I'm a surveyor here. I'm not an actual surveyor, but I'm the surveyor here. I take care of all the data. I need to make sure that the data is consistent, that I have the utilities documented, that we can trust the decisions that are taken based on the data. Imagine that I'm here at the headquarters. There is a construction site over there. In this corner, one over there, one here, and they all want me to come and document this at the same time. So can I be everywhere? Before you would say no, but now you can, because actually everyone on these construction sites has a phone, and they can acquire the data for you and send it to the office, also with some annotations on it, and anyone can use it, and you have a consistent way of acquiring the data that can scale. And that's really the game changer here. you can then focus on evaluating the data and making all the good stuff. So now we'll have a quick video. We also see some augmented reality in here. You can also, by the way, measure points with this solution. So maybe disregard a bit the first part, but you can measure points, you can measure ground control points, checkpoints with it, and what you see here is that you have an RTK antenna that is held together with your phone, and basically your phone then not only has the scanning capabilities, but it's also absolute geolocation with an RTK. And here you see that this person was walking and scanning the trench, and then he has it on his phone, and you can actually upload it to the cloud or on your desktop, and you can export it in all the different shapefiles, CSV, DXF, whatever, and you can measure it. And then, of course, you know, kind of the cherry on the cake is that once you have all this data and you want to come back to a certain spot, you can also see it in augmented reality. And you have the mobile, desktop, and cloud solution, which really enables you to scale and to have everyone scanning with the phone. So really the phone is becoming a surveying tool, and it empowers the surveyor to scale and to make sure they have a consistent way of acquiring data by having people on the construction site taking the data and sending it to the office. Okay, so in a summary, we have a few short steps here. It's easy to acquire the data, as we saw. Anyone can do it. If you want to see it live, come to our booth. It's kind of across the hall there. Really, it's just about pressing a red button. You scan it. It's like taking a video. You send it, and then you have all the tools necessary to make sure that it's the quality is there. And we have many studies that have shown that we are, quite accurate in the centimeter range. Of course, you have some feedback already live that is accurate, and then you can export it, as we saw. Here, what I wanted to highlight is that really we exist since 15 years now, and we have been working with surveyors. We know that surveyors have high standards, and we have high standards too. And this is really meant to help the surveyors scale, especially that there are not so many surveyors now that come, and we need to be efficient. We need to be able to have consistent data, and we need to have data on all the sites so that you have all the utilities well documented. Okay, that's a quick table for comparison, but basically what it's saying is that, of course, it can take points like other tools, like the GNSS rover, but also it can do scans, and it can do many more things that I'm sure you would be interested in if you try it out. I'm going to skip a bit through these, because then we can take a bit of questions at the end. Of course, what are the advantages? Well, the advantage is that it's accurate to a couple centimeters. It's easy to use. It's scalable. We also have new technology like Gaussian splatting that you've seen just before. I think the presentation was saying Gaussian splatting with this scanner. We can also do it with the phone. We can also do it with drones and so on. Here some more. One thing I particularly like here. Let's see if it works. No, the pointer doesn't work, but what I wanted to highlight is the third point. You can, when you're on the construction site, you can annotate the scan live. You can really write something in it, and then you can share this information with the office. So it's easy to not just send a model, and then the person in the office is like, okay, but what is it? What does it mean? Why is it different from the model, the design? You can actually annotate it. If there was some kind of surprise on the construction site, you can send it back, and you can have an efficient communication and collaboration. Something that I believe shows that we are really serious about what we're doing, and we are accurate, and we have really a professional solution, is that we are partners with the main brands out there that you for sure know. You know Emlade, you know Topcon, you know Trimble, you know Leica, maybe you know Bad Elf as well. We work with all of them to have really a professional solution for you, so that it fits into your ecosystem, and that we can really be there for you for a scalable solution. You can see them for real at our booth. They're all there, so have a look. Something else I want to highlight is that the solution works for if you're an individual surveyor, or it works for if you are a company that has 200 construction sites in parallel. Like, it really scales, and you can have an organization management. You can define roles in the organization. You can say, okay, you are the owner of it. You can read it. You cannot see it, and you can really manage your data in a really powerful way. And I would also like to say that we are ISO 27001 certified, so we have all the good practices about information security, and that's also important. And nowadays you want to have secure data, you want to have a company you can trust. Okay, let's come back on the two main highlights we said at the beginning. The first one is if you're either the owner of a site or you're a contractor, you want to have good relationships, you want to have a transparent way of billing each other, and that's what you can do. You can really save a lot of time, first of all, for each measurement. You can simplify it, scale it. You will also have more accurate results because it actually scans the whole volumes, not just a few points. It actually is more accurate on this side, and of course it's all transparent. And as I said, really it's just about, it's like taking a video. You take your phone, anyone can make a video, you press a red button, you scan it, and then you're done. You can do it. And it's really that easy. I'm not trying to scam you here. And then the second one is about the utility documentation itself. Sometimes you cannot be everywhere. Well, now you can. If everyone on each construction site has one of these devices, you can be everywhere. You can be there at the right moment. Everyone knows, I suppose, if you have worked with trenches, the first thing that a construction crew wants to do once they open the trench, they put their pipes, they want to close it again. And if you're not there, well, they're going to wait for you. And then once you're there, you just have the time to measure it, and then they're going to bury you if you don't go away. So it's really a way to give them the tools to acquire the data when they need it, to ensure that they can continue to work all the time, and then you are also better on schedule with the whole construction work, but also you have better data to document the progress and the billing, of course, of all of that. And also it helps to resolve any conflicts, because at any time you have scanned it, you know what happened when, where, and it's just more peaceful overall, I would say. Yeah, something to highlight here again. Anyone can use it. You have the control in the office as a surveyor. You can have a consistent way of acquiring the data. You can deploy it, and you can spend your time actually improving the data, making sure everything's correct. And that's where the surveyors are most needed, to make sure that the data is high quality. All right. Yeah, that's kind of a summary of what I just said. Easy to use. Kind of compact and compatible with a lot of RTK devices with the main brands, Topcon, Leica, Trimble, Emlid, and Bad Elf. Everything is geo-referenced. It's cost efficient as well, and it has a lot of options to go into third-party software. So if you have a GIS software, a CAD software, or some kind of other third-party, we export in many different files, so you are not stranded. You can go to wherever you need to go, and we can also work on that. We're based in Switzerland, but also have offices in Germany and Spain, and also worldwide. So if there is someone you want to talk to, we are there. We are happy to collaborate with you as well. We are here also the whole booth, the whole week, so feel free to reach out. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Thanks.